We need to raise the standard and continue to raise the standard from the ground up.
Your past conditioning, your beliefs, you need to dump that and unlearn it and make room and opportunity for new stuff to come in.
If you're feeling that feeling at all within your gut, you need to go with it.
You have to have those people on your team who are willing to accept the change, because change is frustrating. All right, welcome back to another episode of Apps and Asphalt Podcast. We have a treat for you guys. We have Mr. Scott Janson with us. Scott's been a part of National Pavement Partners for longer than I've been. 7 years?
Yeah, I think going on 7, 8 years now.
I really haven't even heard the story about how you two even met.
Oh, I tell you what, it was crazy. Well, we were at a trade show. We were at the CREJ trade show, and Zach was there. I was actually with another company, a restoration company at that time, and Zach, he kept on looking over at me going, man, I like your energy. I like who you are. I like what you're doing. I mean, you grab attention all the time. And I was just like, yeah, I know. Well, the biggest thing what's funny is he says, man, why don't you come work for me? And I was like, well, no. Well,
He said, I'm expensive. And I was like, I believe it. I believe it.
So anyways, and across the other road, there was that in the aisle, there was another asphalt company, and they actually was doing the same thing. They were like, man, where's the energy, blah, blah, blah. Well, I went to go work for them instead of Z. I was with them for, I don't know, it was like 2-3 years. And then I would always see Zach at these trade shows again, young guy, energized. I was like, man, what's this little young guy doing here? It was crazy. But then, I would say once that other company, they got bought out, and, I was more just a number over there. Mm-hmm. Zach approached me again and at another trade show, and, we finally just talked about it. And, that's how we did. I mean, eight years ago, I believe it was.
Yeah.
It was about this time. I mean, it was CRJ. Here we are again. We just did a CRJ last week. And, it always brings back memories and stuff. So
I appreciate it, man. You took a chance on me. And, we took a chance, but you were a little more proven. You took a chance on us more than anything else in the pipe dream of what we were building at the time. And then you got to help be part of the foundation of it, man. So
yeah, well, I think it was a family.
Yeah.
I mean, I've always came from family stuff. I mean, my previous job in the restoration was family-owned business. Here, family-owned business, young guy, his mother. I mean, it was a good fit.
Yeah.
Great fit for me. I mean, I'm a family guy. I love, being around people and stuff. So I was just like, hey, I got my own business. Let's put it together with yours, and let's see what we can do with this.
Yeah.
Going forward.
Yep.
No, I love that story. So we, for those of you guys who don't know, Scott does pretty much all of our business development, and he does our sales as well.
One of our salesmen, yep.
One of our salesmen, yeah. They kind of go
One of our
hand in
lead,
hand.
just top dog, big hitters.
And you started really doing sales more probably in the past 3 years, I would say 3 or 4.
Since
probably
COVID.
COVID, yeah. So, I mean,
We had
Scott,
to change dynamics. We had to change dynamics at that
the way
time.
we
Yeah.
operated.
Doing business development. I mean,
Yeah, we couldn't do any trade shows, no nothing.
No.
So
I mean, going inside, seeing people. I mean, you're wearing masks. People are working from home.
Yeah.
So I had to change my dynamics instead of just BD. Hey, what's another revenue stream for me? How can I help this organization?
Yeah.
And help me as growing as as an individual as well. And what value can I bring? So it's kind of why you and I were talking about, hey, why don't we look at some estimating, side of the business, but still do business development.
Yeah. I mean, we got creative, though, because, that's when you figured out how to FaceTime people, and so you'd FaceTime everybody. And, even though it was just adapting to whatever we had to do, and now Scott's FaceTimes you about 10 times a day.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, I never did it. I never FaceTime before. I'm old school.
Yeah.
I mean, shit, these young kids, man, they're doing FaceTime, they're doing TikToks, they're doing all this other stuff. I mean, I'm way old school. I don't do that stuff.
Yeah.
But this actually pushed me, as an older generation, okay, to where I'm at today. I mean, using FaceTime, it's just the way that I work too, Hayden, is all about just people.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let them see the face.
Yep. And that, you bring up a really good point. Your people. You started integrating some FaceTime in there, and in the day and age that we're at now, everything is so digital. Everybody's always claiming digital marketing is the way to go, and it is. It's a huge piece of what we're doing and a piece of every business. How you're presenting yourself online and through social media, et cetera, et cetera. And, I don't know if you're even on social media or not. I think you might have a LinkedIn, but
Yeah,
for
never,
one of
never
for one
logged
of our
into it.
top dog big hitters, I mean, you get somebody who kind of mixes in some new school tactics like, FaceTime, spot on site, along with just straight hardcore business to business,
Yeah.
face to face, building relationships and cultivating new friendships along the way. You're the GOAT when it comes to that, man. So
You are going in. I mean,
there's something to be said for it.
Scott, like you're 100% right. I mean, it's all I've learned a lot from him on the personal side, like the personal relationship side, because it's very transactional nowadays. You can go and just get an estimate request and just send them a number and that's it. But like, are you going to be that person that actually stops by their office? Are you going to be that person that FaceTimes them and make sure that it's the right areas that they want to do? And, for those of you guys who our team knows what Scott does, but every holiday, we were just joking. He's the white guy that wears a sombrero and a poncho and hands out tequila shots to a group of property managers on Cinco de Mayo. He goes and hands out cookies for Valentine's Day. Christmas, he's got a loud ass jacket with light bulbs all over
flashing.
it. And,
Yeah.
he's,
Well, it's memorable.
it is
I think
memorable.
that's
That's
the
it.
biggest thing, in business development is you got to set yourself up, be memorable. And there was another company a
That's
long time
huge.
ago. A long time ago there was
That's
there was
huge.
a company that always came into where I used to work, and they used to drop off M&Ms. And I tell you what, even if their business card wasn't on the M&Ms, I knew that those M&Ms came from that company.
Yeah.
And I thanked them. And I think that's the biggest thing with me. Is always stay consistent and do the right thing.
The consistency with that too. It's not just a
Yeah.
one time.
Yeah.
You can't go in and then go in another 3 years later. Like you're religious about it. And that's when did you start doing that kind of BD?
I've been doing it for a long, long time. I mean, I felt, and I see that it works,
Yeah.
And, I saw it from, this was probably, God, guys, I'd say 15 years ago. I've been doing this for 18.
Were they random clients or were they people that you had already kind of primed that you were stopping by, or what did that look like for you?
They were random clients, some,
Okay.
when I go into it, let's just talk about a property management company.
Yep.
Okay? I go into ABC Property Management Company, Zach, and I just don't give the little cookie, okay, that I get from Cheryl's Cookies. Okay, I don't give that just
Shout
to the
out.
property manager. Shout out to them. Yeah, good. That's good shit.
Atta-girl,
Yeah,
Cheryl.
from Ohio. Yeah, it's where you get them shipped in. But anyways, no, I get that. I get them, but I give it to everybody. When I walk through that door, I give it to the secretary. I give it to the accounting department. I give it to everybody because that whole team. It's just not about the managers. It's about the team.
Yep.
And the culture of that whole place.
But as you're talking about it, it's not even just about the cookie either. Like you can hear his passion as he's talking about it because, he really believes in the product. He believes in what he's doing. And how do you bring that type of energy when you're going in to meet with new people, like that sincere? I mean, a lot of it is a God-given gift, but like, what are you telling yourself as you're going into some of these places? Like, what are you mentally thinking?
And this dude doesn't even drink coffee, energy drink. This is all natural. This is freaking
Barely
hot
even get him to
cocoa
drink
right
a cocktail.
here. Yeah.
Well,
Unless country jam.
Yeah,
This
let's
is that
country jam,
country.
baby. Country jam, we're on. Spot on.
Yeah.
Hey, shout out, spot
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
There you go. Another
Love
one. No, you know what? It's I've always said, do what you say you're going to do.
Yeah.
All the time, guys. You guys, you're young guys. Both of you guys, and I feel if you do what you say you're going to do, you're committed to it, you're loyal to it. Things happen. We're blessed, and I really believe that. I had a great meeting yesterday with a new client of mine, and he liked the passion, he liked the commitment, he liked what we have, and also the nice cool thing about it is having the tools.
Yeah.
I mean, if you have a company that you work with and you believe in it, it's easy to sell. Sell an ice cube to an Eskimo. Who really cares?
Yep.
Let's go. You know, believe in what you do. And I think that's what really with me is, you know, I've always sold something that was tangible. You know, when I worked at Coors, when I worked at Gallo Winery, and then I got out of it and now it's just service side. You got to have the people behind you. And, you know, that I've always had the good people behind me, you know, when I've done business development.
Yeah.
You know, I've had the support group.
Yeah.
And that makes my job easy, you know.
It does. It really does. Well, and I think you've brought a level of professionalism to MPP. I mean, Zach, that's been one of your things you wanted to start, but I think Scott definitely intensified that, and that goes back to our first time meeting when we were in the house in Erie. We were in one of the conference rooms in the basement.
Where the snakes were?
Yeah, where the snakes were. Yeah.
Lord have mercy.
Snakes in the
We
house.
were still doing national work then too, and
We were.
people probably had no idea we were working out of a house in the middle of Boulder County.
Yeah. So I mean, we had Zach, and we had two other guys that were like in the field that came from the field who weren't necessarily that professional.
Yeah.
And you know, one of them would show up with the wrinkled ass shirt. The other one, you know, God bless him, but you and I hit it off because you're like, I like how you tuck in your shirt, like simple stuff. And even when we go to trade shows, you're all about the professionalism, making things clean and tidy, and everything that we've done now with the products we've created, the experience we try to give has been really pushed by you, you know, saying we need the right tools, we need to invest the money into having the nice polos and the nice gear instead of like these cheap shirts. Like it's the extra stuff that you see the value in because it's a return that you're going to get back.
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing is too is whatever you do, it's an experience. You know, give your clients an experience, you know, that they've never had. You know, I think that's the biggest thing, what they never had. And, you know, if you can do that, you'll be successful. I don't care what you're selling.
Yep.
You know, just be true to your word and be true to what you do.
Yeah. I think the other thing with Scott that he does really well too is, and I think him and I really have a lot of, you know, passion and similarities in this aspect, is like there is a lot of proof in the details.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's proof in the details. Yeah, you can go buy this shirt for this amount, but he wants Ogio shirts because they got this little thing on the side and da-da-da-da-da. You know, I'm like, all right, man.
Baby. I'm looking at quality.
I'm like, he's
right?
quality, but it's all details, and I can appreciate that because I'm very similar in that way. I think the details are the separation factor. When you got 10 different things that all are similar, what are the details that separate? And I think, you know, like it's the extra effort into your spot on site, your mapping report, your, you know, explanation to the board. It's, you know, how
Being
you
willing to go to the
present yourself.
HOA meetings.
You look at this guy's
like,
truck; it's always immaculate. Same with yours. It's like how those are the details that
I mean,
separate.
if you
you know?
play, if you're clean, you're gonna play good.
Yeah.
You know,
Look good,
I
play
mean,
good.
Look good, play good. That's right. That's what I always say. You know, hit a home run right there. You know, fake it till you make it, baby. I'm gonna tell you right now. That's the way it was when I first started this whole thing.
Hey, man.
You know.
Yep.
I mean, but you know what? We made it, and here we are. So things have been going, you know, fantastic. And you know, I would just say on the BD side of it, man, it's about consistency. And I think that's where National Pavement Partners, we're so consistent at what we do. The follow-up, the communication, all the tactical things that we do to help these people. You know, they can go back to bed. They can go back eating dinner. You know, enjoy it.
Yep.
You know, let me take that pressure off of you.
I love that.
It's the small stuff for sure. So you've been in like the restoration industry, roofing. What other industries have you done this kind of work in? Landscaping.
Yeah, landscaping, plumbing.
As
you know, as BD.
As you've gone like more and more into sales and estimating and being on these job sites, what are like some big differences that you notice in just the production side of the paving industry that might be different or more complex?
You know what? I don't think it's more complex. I think the estimating side, they're all different tools, right? I mean, it's how you're going to pave or how you're going to cut grass or what's the plan, you know? But when it all comes down to the whole thing, just do what you say you're going to do. Be passionate, take care of the client, build rapport, be credible. You know, that's it. I mean, it doesn't matter what you sell. You know,
Trucking's not a factor that drives you crazy. That's what I'm trying to get at. Is
Oh,
what are like some of the actual technical stuff that
Oh,
drive you
man.
nuts that you see on
Oh.
there?
well, I mean, trucking here, cones. I mean, the cones. Jeez, that's another conversation we're gonna have to have on cones here. Shit. I mean, Lord have mercy.
God, why do
Cones
you
are
have to
a pain
bring
in the
this
ass.
up, Hayden?
You know, all the time setting those things out. But those are paying attention to detail.
Yep.
Yeah, that stuff.
I think all that stuff all revolves around, and it all circles back.
Yeah.
You know.
Scott's the type dude to, he sells a job, he's going to be out there with the crew right off the bat to at least get them kicked off, started, make sure that the client knows what's going on, and just keeping the communication line really open, because he knows it's his face that sold that job, and I think that's a really good piece to it as well.
Yeah, I mean, we want long-term relationships.
Yep.
I mean, we're not one and done. I mean, that's
Not
the
going to
biggest
hit it
thing.
and quit it. We want to.
No, we don't hit it and quit it. I like
No.
that. That's a good saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, hit it and quit it. I'm gonna use that one.
We're gonna
I always
hit
use-
it
I
and,
always-
and keep continuing to hit it.
Yeah,
Along the
all
way.
the time, all the time. Long term, long term.
Sorry, it's a reference off. I think it's like 22 Jump Street.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, I always say, throw the taco, give me some cheese on it, baby. Gotta have the cheese on it. Don't just give me just the meat. But yeah, it's good out there though.
Yeah, and working with speed too. That's a big thing
Yes.
that makes you so successful. Is
Yeah, that's a good
you know
point.
you
Steve.
scope probably 5 to 7 jobs, probably average a day, unless you're just tied up with meetings. But most of those meetings involve it, or if you're handing out like your Valentine's Day cookies.
Yeah.
How have you been able to set yourself up to where you are able to produce that much with the estimating?
It's time management.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's the biggest thing. I think people, they don't understand the time management and writing down what do you have to do on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays.
Yeah.
Do you do that the day before each day, or do you do it at the beginning of your week, or
Beginning of the week.
beginning of
I
your
mean,
week?
even-
So you have an
even on
idea what
Saturday.
your week.
Oh, you 100%.
Nice.
100%. Well, because if you don't have the path, the process,
Mm-hmm.
the process is big. I think that's the biggest thing, and that's what's helped me.
Yep.
Because I have been off the, going, well, okay, what am I going to do today or whatever, in past years. But we have to have, at least for me, I got to have a plan.
An outline
Yeah.
A plan
Yep.
of what's going on.
for sure.
Because there's so many juggles, man. You juggle too many balls here.
Do you use your
Yeah.
phone, or do you use a white pad, or do you use like a planner, or like
No, I do. It's all on my phone.
Okay.
It's all on my calendar.
nice?
I put it on my calendar, and it links,
Yep.
my Outlook plus both.
Sweet.
And then I have that, and that just tells me kind of, at least gives me a starting point,
Yep.
for that day. I mean, if I'm going to go scope out, I mean, I always like to put them in geographic areas too.
There we
I mean,
go.
there's
Yeah.
one day that I'll be down in Colorado Springs, scoping, so that's going to be my Tuesday, right? And especially I'll make sure it's around, since I'm down at CAI and stuff like that, those events, I'll make sure that, hey, don't just go down there just for that. Go down
Yeah.
there and scope some stuff.
Maximize
Maximize your
the
time.
yeah,
right?
yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, I think for me, really getting dialed in on my schedule has been a game changer. I put everything personally. I've seen David's schedule. David's schedule is absolutely insane the way he structures it. But I really mocked kind of what he did. So I got stuff from like even when I wake up to getting ready to head to the office to like the same consistent stuff and keeping up on my schedule and having my personal stuff intertwined in it.
Yeah.
Boy, does he! I get no grace.
Dude,
He's like,
I
man,
ain't
you're
like that either.
5 minutes late. Where you at?
Well, you're going to be late for your own funeral. Son.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about.
Okay.
Hey,
Lord have mercy.
I'm good being late for my own funeral.
Well, whatever. You're always late. Okay, we got to figure that.
He was like, you're gonna be late to your own wedding.
Yeah, a wedding. Yeah, probably so. But I mean, that's so important. So I try to set it up. Like I said, probably Sunday nights I'll get my stuff, and here and there, obviously, we'll throw in meetings during the week that are random.
Yeah.
But it's all about.
boss throws in for us.
Yeah, that's
Shit.
me.
It's
That's
like,
me.
what? I mean, come on, guys.
Yeah. So, but sneaking those in and making sure that you have them tracked down and maximizing where you're at based on location. Because with sales, a lot of the downtime is the driving.
Yeah.
And you can either use that efficiently or you can waste it. And so, what are you doing during your driving? You calling, you checking in, you prospecting for new job. Like, there's all kinds of different things you could be doing, as opposed to just cruising an hour from Colorado Springs back up to Denver, just listening to, country music.
AC/DC,
Yeah,
yeah.
ACD.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
No,
So
I think that's right, man.
yeah.
I mean, I've learned, quite a bit from you and Zach. I mean, either you can put on a podcast, going, that's kind of a cool thing to do.
Yep.
You can also put on some music that you have that's inspirational. That's going to help you with your day. Okay, I find that I've got four songs that I always like to listen to that kind of motivates me
Yep.
and pushes me a little bit. And then also that's when it's time to make those phone calls. And I mean, because it's all hands free now. I mean, this is second level, baby. Let's go.
Let's go.
Make the phone calls.
Yep.
It's on the speaker over your headset there.
Yep.
You
So
know,
it's pretty
all
easy.
All great points. One more thing before, we kind of button things up a little bit. This guy, just from a work standpoint, ultra successful, but has a very successful home life. If you look at it from the outside looking in, I mean, incredible wife, two great kids, both, going to school. One graduated, the other
Nursing
one
well.
just finishing up, and just has the picture perfect family for the most part.
I got $1 million family.
Hey
baby.
man, it's
I got
incredible.
one dog, too.
It's
Yeah.
inspirational, and I love them. I think let's talk about what the work-life balance looks like for you. How have you kind of juggled it, and then what have been some of the key points at home that have just made you successful, I guess, in that regard.
Balance. When I first started about 20 years ago in this, even when I worked at Coors and then Gallo and stuff, my younger years, I didn't have too much balance. In my next job, I didn't have too much balance because I was trying to run the company, help run the company, in business development and sales and stuff like that. But you lose those opportunities with your children, and I say probably the last 15 years or so, I've really had, I've got to set that time. And, that's part of the calendar.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't miss, going to the dinners, or I don't miss going to, their soccer
events
games
or
their
whatever.
events. Yeah. I mean, that's big. And I would encourage everybody to have that balance.
Yeah, you
because,
even coach
work's
soccer
here.
too, right?
Yeah. No, I coached soccer. I don't do it anymore. Last year was last year, on coaching and stuff.
Guy does everything. It's
But no, I just and the other thing is I mean, going to church. I mean, shout out to church, whatever. You can do any type of church you want to do.
shout out
Um,
Jesus.
Jesus is it, man. I mean, thank the Lord above. Say the prayers, and He will guide. He will help, and that's what
Yeah.
it's all about. And I think that's with my life. I've always helped. My church with my family. We've always been into it, and I mean, it makes you feel good.
Yeah.
Man, I tell you, when I go on Sundays, I'm a fresh
Now
guy.
you feel, yeah.
Oh, yeah, because
Recharged.
I might throw the F-bomb all the time. I might throw the shit word and all this other stuff, right? But then, man, when I go to church on Sunday, I'm cleansed.
You cleanse,
I'm
baby.
cleansed. I'm good.
We talk about God a lot, and because I mean, in the past 5-7 years, it's been hard. Like,
Yeah.
everything that we've done has been a constant fight. So that's the thing I love about our team. We're all very centered in our faith, and when we're winning, we're praising God. When we're losing, we're still praising God and
Give us
thanking Him
strength.
for a
Strength.
day and getting us through. And we always have gotten through that. So, yeah, I mean, your balance, and I think people think a balance is like 50-50, which in my opinion, it's not, because I know if I want a work-life balance, I don't meet that
Be
because
very unbalanced for
it
a
is an
while.
unbalanced. Yeah,
right.
I think there's a sacrifice time where you have to make, but I think what I'm going to learn too is having a daughter now, that the amount of time that I spend working I have to figure out a way to be even more productive, because I'm going to have less time.
Well, instead of 15 hours, you're going to have 14 bucks
Yeah,
at working.
pretty
right?
much.
Exactly, and then it's intentional 14. So it's how do you
That's
make
the key.
is
Intentional.
is it worth being at home the whole time if you're not having intentional time with your family,
Yep.
or is it better to have a few hours of intentional time with your family, knowing that you're kicking ass throughout the day, being intentional at work?
Yep.
So, it's the balance comes from how you're interacting and how you're staying present. in that moment. I feel like
And the
you know,
support group around
and the
you.
support group.
You
Yeah,
know, I mean, I've got a great support group here at work. All right, that love, care, and respect me, and I got a great one at my house. I mean, my wife. I mean, she's always there. You
She's
know,
awesome.
she picks up the pieces, helps the kids, takes care of the kids. You know, I can always depend on her. And you
Shout out
gotta have
Denise.
that. Shout out to the wife Denise. You know, but it's one of those that you have to have that balance, and you got to have that piece of I would say commitment level. You know, from your partner, you know, your spouse.
It
Whatever.
takes a team.
It
It takes
does.
a team for sure.
You know,
I
'cause
mean,
this is family here.
Yeah.
I mean, National Pavement's my family.
yeah,
You know, it's just an extended family.
yeah,
You know, and the support. You know, if there's something wrong at work, you know, I come here and you guys are like, hey, come on, what can I help you with? You know, let's
Yep.
pick it up.
Yep.
You know, or go to lunch or something like that,
Yeah.
right? We change the atmosphere.
For sure.
yeah.
And I think that's the biggest thing in any type of business. Change the atmosphere.
Yep.
You know?
What I like what you're talking about being intentional too is I've seen you change a lot with your kids of being a lot more present and intentional with them. Like I know that's something that's been hard for you because of how much demand you've had with growing the company and stuff. But you know, I see that
Thanks.
more and more, so it's super cool to see that. It's not hard. I have that too, where Megan will be talking to me, and the whole time she's
Shout out
talking
to
to me,
Megan.
I got thinking of work stuff, and I don't hear a single word she said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's why I think they ask, you know, you gotta tell you will have to tell your husband twice. Try to listen on the second time.
There you go.
So, you know, that's
Yeah, if you gotta, if you go to the third time, you get.
getting smacked up. But you know, that's what I try to do is be, you know, go balls to the wall the time I'm here, and then
Yeah.
when I get home, it's separation. I'm balls to the wall, intentional with whatever we're doing. I'm not perfect at it, but it makes a big difference. And then you come in every day once you're able to do that, refreshed, because you're able to segregate the different parts of your life.
Yeah.
The working out, you're all in on that. Then you go and work, and then you go and hang out with the family, and then you go and take care of yourself for, you know, the last hour of the night and just relax. Like every day resets it as long as you stick within the intentionality parameters. So that's
Amen,
what I've
brother.
noticed. But
Yeah. No, the intention's the biggest thing.
yeah,
So,
There's purpose.
Yep.
You know? I mean, there's purpose why you're here, Hayden. There's purpose why everybody's here, you know, and it's to provide and take care of your family and take care of you, and also take care of others.
yeah,
You know? And that's the biggest thing I think with MPP is we just don't. It's just not a job.
yeah,
This is a fun. This is energized. This is what it's all about.
yeah. We got
Taking care of people. You know?
us crying during meetings sometimes like that,
Hey.
but that's because we're passionate. We love it, man.
Yep.
Like
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
it happens. My last kind of question for you is from your lens, because you've been with MPP from the beginning, watching our growth and how fast it's happened. Walk us through like kind of the years and what some of the big milestones we've hit with growing.
Oh my gosh.
I,
Z,
love it.
you ready?
I want to hear this
Come on,
one,
man.
man. This is gonna be a trip.
This is yeah. So remember we're talking about from the trade show time, right?
What was that? What year was that? 2015, 2016?
2016 probably.
Was it 16? Yeah, I don't know, man. Time flies so much.
17 maybe. I don't know.
It's just crazy. Now I'm living down in Highlands Ranch. Okay, that's where I live, down in that area. Well, this character, his office is up in Fort Collins. All right, they have it's in a strip mall. All right, in a strip mall, I walk in, I say hi to people. Hi, how y'all doing? You know, there's one lady at the front desk. Zach's office, there's a garage, okay? So you kind of walk through, there's a garage. He's upstairs, and there's three little office. It's one big office, big war room, and there's like three desks. And he's up there, another guy was up there, and that's it. That's how it all started, you know? And then I want to say about a year and a half after that, so we go from the strip mall up in Fort Collins, and I'm like, shit, this is a long-ass drive. Lord have mercy. I mean, I got a lot of thinking going all the way up there.
It's
you
like
know?
2.5 hours.
I mean, geez, oh, Pete. So, but, you know, dedication, here we go. So then after that, we moved to this 5-acre ranch, this house
In Erie.
in Erie. Yeah, Highway 7, dude. And on dirt. And I hate my truck being dirty. I'm going to tell you right now. And this character has me driving on dirt, you know, past the horses.
Yeah.
horses were. I mean,
We had about 5 houses around us
Yeah.
on a dirt road, and I think all of them hated us.
oh, they hated
They
it.
did, yeah.
Hated us.
The old man, he would stand out just waiting because he had a speed limit sign put up for us, only 15 miles an hour.
Yeah.
That was it. And I would always kind of just give it a little juice. You know,
Right when
just
he was standing out
it's
his fence,
getting
yeah.
all pissed off a little bit here and there.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah, so we went to this house, dude. This was a 2-story house. That's all it
Yeah.
was. It was a ranch. It
Yeah.
was so funny. And so then we're there. Oh, I mean, gosh, we have in the kitchen. You know, we're in the kitchen. We have shit in the kitchen. We got stuff in the back bedrooms. We got stuff downstairs. I mean, I'm just going, what in the heck's going on here? You know, this Beverly Hillbillies here. You know, what's going on?
Like Jed Clampett coming down the street.
It's like, wow, this is interesting. You
Yeah.
know, but I saw a little vision though. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, he's got so much heart, so much character, and so much passion. I mean, once we went there, because the first place we just had an infrared machine. All right, just one little piece, and then all of a sudden we go to this next step. All right, so we go from this little building, then we go to a bigger house. All right, now we're in a house, baby. A-frame, come on, here, come on. Shout out to the A-frames, come on.
We're growing up.
We're moving on
We're
up.
moving on up. Exactly. Holy cow. But then all of a sudden, you know, I'm there one day and somebody's like, hey, come here, let me show you downstairs. There's a damn rattlesnake down inside this place, you know, that these people are around. I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is
Workers'
crazy.
comp liability.
That was That was when then at the house is when I first started was in 2018. By the end of 2018, I remember we had maybe a crack fill thing and maybe an infrared truck.
Yeah.
By the end of my first year, we had a mill, paver. We picked up 3 concrete crews.
Yeah.
Skids galore. I mean,
that
year was
freaking
insane.
Yeah, that was
We were
off the charts.
dumping broken concrete in the acre lots just in the middle of the night.
Needless to say, we got kicked out of Boulder County
Yeah, we kind of did. Yeah.
by force.
Here, you're gone.
Yeah,
She gone.
Yep.
She gone.
She gone.
Yeah, so then after that one, I mean, that was, I mean, I think we were only there 2 years.
Yeah,
Another year, 2 years, whatever it was. I think they kicked us out of there too because we had too much equipment over there, and these homeowners, they were getting crazy. So then we left there, and then we go to one off of Monaco Place. You know, we rent that place. I mean, we've got water coming in on the front.
Oh
I mean, I'm like, what is going on
Our
here?
gate got ripped off about 5
Yeah.
times.
Oh,
and
people ran
equipment
through it.
stolen. Yeah.
God, man,
I mean-
so many things stolen from
Well,
that
but
place.
you know,
Yeah.
I tell you, that one there kind of did a little turn too.
That was the
because-
inflection point.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you what, we went from down here, I mean, just stepped it up.
Yeah.
And,
Did.
you know, our game, it changed. It changed. The level of intensity changed by this guy, you know, with
Thanks,
Z.
man.
And, I mean, you know, the more equipment. I mean, golly, we were over there. We bought a 4-foot mill. Then it was, I need to buy another mill, you know, another 6-foot mill, 8-foot mill, whatever it was.
Man,
You know, then we had a paving machine.
another
Well,
paper. Yeah,
Yeah, then that damn thing broke down. Then we had to go buy another one.
yeah.
You know, we had to fix this one. Then we had 2 infrared machines. I mean, they were just snowballing, baby. They were just rolling. And, you know, but the biggest thing is I think what Zach, you know, and MPP and Tanya, you know, has done is building great people, bro. You
Yeah.
know, I think that's the biggest thing, you know, and I'm not, you know, tooting your horn, but it's building great people, you know, around MPP. And, you know, MPP, it's all about, you know me, baby.
Yeah.
You know? So that's the biggest thing is building great people.
Yep.
So
Amen,
I think we went from, you know, the strip mall, okay, he added a piece to it, and that was me, all right? Then, we go to the house. Guess what? We added you,
Yeah.
all right? So,
Yep.
so if you think about it, we just started adding some pieces to it,
Yep.
you know? And then
Yep.
we go to our Monaco place,
We had
you know? And then we added in there. I mean, hell, even
Jake.
David.
Yeah.
you know, joined us
David,
back at the
yeah.
old Monaco
Yep,
place.
yeah.
He's walking through water in his gym shoes.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that damn thing's flooding in the front. You know, I mean, and you know, you go to the bathroom and you had the rat sitting on the corner. You know, damn
Yeah.
hole in the damn drywall.
Gosh, that place
Right?
was it's pretty bad.
I was like, holy
was a good-
smokes.
It was a good industrial shop, but dude, it was rough.
Yeah.
It was
rough.
for the janitors. It was
Yeah, it
for
was
the
for the janitors,
car
for sure.
guys. You know, ripping engines out of the car.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, Lord have mercy. It was.
And then, hey, let's talk about the place we ended up at.
Oh my God. I'd take a drink for that shit because I'm telling you. I mean, so we go from Monaco. Then Z he gets bright idea. 2 years later, I'm telling you, I think we're on a 2-year jump.
Yeah, it's,
You know,
it's 2 year
every
jump.
time,
Yeah.
2-year jump because he gets kicked out of every place that he goes because he just let's buy this, let's do this. I mean, there's more equipment, shit. I mean, we're putting stuff behind the buildings and it was out of control, So he has to buy something else. But the nice thing about it is everything we're learning, and then he buys this place.
Yeah.
You know, this building here. I mean, beautiful building. I can't say anything bad about it. I mean, we have this big ass tree out there and not enough damn parking. But you know, other than that, I mean, building's beautiful. Put in some money to it. You know, cleaned it up. I mean, everybody's got their offices. You know, carpet. I mean, it's an establishment.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the cool thing. And I mean, just to see it grow. You know, from where I've been with this company. I mean, it's off the charts.
It's crazy, huh?
It's so crazy.
That's why I wanted you to go down memory lane a little bit
You
because
know?
you
Yeah,
have been
Scott's-
with him for so long, man. So
Been around. I just want to say real quick too. I mean, you know, when I met Scott, super prominent person. I mean, shook hands with every big wig that I wanted to be doing business with. Everyone around him, very well respected man. Like super prominent. I just, you know, I want to thank you for taking an opportunity, a chance on me, man. Because you know, you probably like, man, this boy's tatted up, like young guy. Like, is this
Well,
real?
We
really doing this?
We went through that too. Okay, you didn't
Yeah.
have all those tats.
I
at
got
the
a few
start.
more.
Yeah,
Got a few more.
yeah. Your hands, you got numbers on your hands of your kids. Shout out to both kids. We love you both.
Yeah.
You know,
see
but,
them grow up.
Yeah, we've seen them grow up too. I mean, geez,
Yeah.
Jaden, she's gonna have a car here. I'm sure she's getting a Bentley or something. I don't know.
She doesn't straighten up. She's gonna be getting a Pinto.
Okay, it's a Pinto. Well, I had one of those when I was younger too. In my family.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh God bless it. Yeah, we had a gremlin,
She's
dude.
straightened up.
The green one?
A gremlin that was red. If you ever know what a gremlin
Oh,
is, if
man.
not, go look it
I'll
up.
look it up. Yeah.
Oh Lord, have mercy. Yeah, it was crazy back in my day. But no, I mean, I've seen Zach, you know, grow up. I mean, he still isn't growing up. I mean, he's got frosted tips in his hair.
Man, you know
Good
what?
Lord, but
I'm a Leo.
This is what he loses, man. I lose hair because of him. You know? But he gains hair and he frosts them up and tattoos and stuff. Great, man. I mean, it's phenomenal. It's phenomenal,
Yeah.
though.
Guy.
I mean, what's going on here at MPP, guys? It's off the charts.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got the culture, and I think that's the biggest thing. You know, if you got the culture, you got the passion, you got the commitment level.
The rest is
whatever you want.
history.
You
Yeah.
can do whatever you want, Hayden.
Yeah.
I mean,
What
you're doing it right now.
trying to.
Yeah.
What I think, like hearing that is, and why we've grown so fast is because Zach's like in business. Zach is fearless, honestly.
Yeah.
Like
Guys.
you do shit that Scott and I were like, why are we doing this? But it's that constant push that you're always at that has allowed us to stretch the bounds of our limits and then catch up to that.
Grow up to 'em.
Stretch it, grow up to it. So,
Thanks, guys.
I mean, I think
Yeah.
it takes that. It takes you got to have some cojones to
you gotta have the
grow and
risk.
scale something.
You
Like
know, the
it's-
risk. You know, the risk rewards, baby. I
Yeah.
mean, that's it.
I
I
mean,
mean,
you
well,
get-
the other piece of it is you've done this. You know, even though you're a young man, you've seen your father do it.
Yeah.
You know, Paul has. I mean, incredible dude. Has been. I mean, very successful businessman. You're just like his ass. I've only met him like 5 times, but I already see it. I
Yeah.
hear it. I mean, I was on talking to him the other day. You know, on a little.
Yeah.
Here we go. We're going to do FaceTime again or whatever the hell.
Yeah.
we're doing,
Zoom, yeah.
Zoom thing. But I mean, it's just that's what he's taught you.
Yeah.
Don't
thanks,
give
man.
up. You know,
Don't give
that's
up.
the thing.
You're right. You can do whatever you want in your life. You just got to believe that you can do
Yeah.
it. You know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
seeing is believing, and believing is seeing. I think, and I appreciate you guys.
Treating people
You guys,
right.
you got to get people behind you that are willing to walk through the wall with you, because like there are times where I'm like, we're going through this wall, and people are like, okay. I mean, you guys, like the core people are like, yeah, let's go.
Yep.
You know, we are going through it, and so, that's really, really, really important. So,
Well, I think through that wall too, Zach, is we've done it. We've done it once
yeah.
in the first place. We did it second place. We've done third place. Why not?
Yep.
Yeah.
Right? I guess that's the whole thing. No matter what it is, it's why not?
Let's get.
We've
Yep.
already done it.
Yeah, man, it's a Cinderella
So-
story.
You know, I'll tell you what, MPP, Yeah, you know me.
That's right,
it's
baby.
Cinderella story, my friend.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
been cool. It's been cool. So
It's a wild ride. It's something that you can't make this shit up, brother. I'm telling you
there's
right
so
now.
many good stories. Yeah.
I mean, it's crying stories. It's funny stories.
When we're all done one day, I'm gonna write the Chronicles of NPP out.
Oh, see, I'm gonna write a book about this thing. I'm gonna be on Jerry Springer. I'm gonna be on Jerry Springer, baby. Jerry, call me. I got some good shit for you, buddy. I'm telling you now. You know, but these characters around here. But yeah, it's good stuff, man.
Yeah,
Thanks,
it's
man.
been fun. It's
Yeah.
been fun. But yeah, we wanted to bring you on because I mean you're a huge player in where we're at. You've been here the longest. You've taught us so much about B2B. You've brought in so many good relationships. So it's only right to have you on and sharing the story too. I mean, that was super cool. I didn't even know about the first place. So just hearing
Oh God.
hearing that's been awesome. But
Yeah. Well, I don't know what the hell we've been waiting this long for me to be on this
I
thing.
know well, you're out
Yeah.
scoping jobs or doing something.
that's-
Scott's gonna be in here on his own time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
talking.
We're gonna be doing this more often.
Yeah, it's
I
fun.
like
Huh?
It's
It is
good
fun.
stuff.
I like
Yeah.
it.
Good stuff.
I like it.
So
No, I got other shit to do though, boys. But
All right, man.
thanks for.
You gotta go sell a table
Appreciate
at
you
Hell's
having-
Angels. All right, that's another episode of Apps and Asphalt Podcast with Scott Janson. Thank you guys.